Hey guys, this is the start of my new series, A Noob's Guide to Pokemon Battling, and for this series, the only thing you have to know beforehand is what types beat what. Only thing you need to know. And the first thing that I'll be covering in this video are moves and abilities. So, here I'm just building a team. I'm just using Generation 6 because I am as familiar with Generation 7 things. So, for the sake of this video, I will choose Greninja. So, first looking at Greninja, he's a Water Dark type. And we'll just leave item blank, because I'll go over some items in the next video as to why certain items are useful and in what situations. Now, abilities each do different things. So, this Pokemon's standard ability is Torrent, which means that its Water type attacks do an extra 50% damage if it's got a third or less of its max HP. Which is okay, and it's kind of situational, and that's relying on you being able to get down to 1/3 of your HP and then actually attack people. So it's quite situational and not that powerful. Whereas its other ability is what actually made it so powerful, Protein. It means the Pokemon's type changes whenever it uses a move. So, if I were to just equip it with Acrobatics, which is a flying type move, Gunk Shot, a poison type move. Let's find another physical move, because I'll explain in a minute. And then maybe Dig, a ground type move. And Ice Punch, an ice type move. Okay? So, I'll go through the different things. So there's the move's name, kind of self-explanatory. It is the name of the move. Then the type is the type the move corresponds with. And I'll explain later why that has huge significance, other than that, for instance, so a water and dark type would take more damage from a grass type move, an electric type move, a fighting type move, and a bug type move. They would take extra damage from those attacks. And so then this one's a flying type attack, which would mean it would do extra damage, for instance, to a bug type. There are a few other types, but just for an example, it would do extra damage to bug types. Then there's this thing here, category, which is either, like this, physical, which is the sort of red background with a sort of explosion. This one, which is a blue background with rings, that means special. And then, if I can find another one, there we go, rest. That's a status move. That means it doesn't actually damage them directly. It just sort of will... It will just inflict some sort of status, so either do something negative to the opponent, or do something positive to the user, usually. However, there are other things, such as spikes, which work slightly differently. However, those will be covered in a different video. And then you've got this, power. Okay? And the base power of the move is used in the formula for deciding how much damage it will do. And the formula for the damage is base power, which is this. And then in brackets, attack, which is this stat, divided by the opponent's defense, which is this stat, and then that is then multiplied by any modifiers, such as something called stab, which is same type attack bonus, which, because of this ability, the Pokemon will always get. Which is because, if a flying type uses acrobatics, which is a flying type move, it'll do an extra 50% damage. However, because of the ability Protein, he always becomes the type that he's away to use. So he always gets that bonus. So it's really quite helpful. And also it means that he can be slightly less situational. So rather than switching in a water type because you're fighting a rock type or a fire type, then you can swap it in on a grass type, which you wouldn't normally do, and then use acrobatics or gunk shot, and then there you go. Now this isn't a well thought out setup. It might be effective, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. However, it would just give me a good example of this. An accuracy here, this says 100%, okay? Another move I chose down here, gunk shot, 80%. Blizzard, 70%. Some moves, like this one, have a dash. That means they bypass accuracy checks. They never, ever miss, regardless. A 100% chance means it will always hit unless there's some sort of stat change in effect. so that then I'm trying to find one here if this guy learns one. Okay, I don't think he does. However, if he did, then it would be helpful. However, he doesn't. But basically, it just means it's a 100% accuracy under standard conditions. PP doesn't usually become too important in competitive. However, it may be important. But this is only really if someone is stalling you out. Okay? This is the number of times the move can be used before it runs out of power points, which is what they stand for, until you can't use it anymore. So I can use acrobatics 24 times, but gunk shot only 8 times. And then after that is secondary effects. These can often be what makes a move so powerful. Because acrobatics, the power of it, so this, doubles if the user has no held item, which I don't, because I couldn't be bothered putting it in for this video. And so 55 base power becomes 110, which then is actually really powerful. Or here, this is a really good one. Power Up Punch, only 40 base power. You would easily replace that with something else with much higher base power. However, it raises your attack, and it's a physical attack. Physical attacks use the attack stat. Special moves use the special attack stat to determine their damage. Because when I said about the formula, it's not always actually attack divided by defense. It's sometimes special attack divided by special defense. Or in the case of a few moves, it's special attack divided by defense. But that's slightly different. However, essentially the general rule to go by is whatever it is, either physical or special, that's the stats it uses. However, it boosts it. There we go, Power Up Punch. It boosts it by 1 stage. And 1 stage is by, if it's going up, it's in 50%. So it goes 1, which is just 0 stages, is 1 times damage. But then it goes up to 1.5, then 2, then 2.5, then 3, then 3.5, then 4 is the maximum. But by that point, you're going to be taking out almost everything in 1 hit. So it's kind of irrelevant. However, it's generally a reliable system to use Power Up Punch a few times, then just go in with, say, acrobatics. However, I think that will conclude the video. A lot of abilities can define Pokemon, though. I'm just going to say that. Because one Pokemon that I might even do a special video on is this guy. Stats are pretty good, if I can show you them. Yeah, these stats are pretty good. They're not amazing. His type combination is decent. They're not amazing. But its ability, no guard, and its move, Dynamic Punch, if I can find it there, Dynamic Punch, are what makes it special. So, moves and abilities are very helpful. Never disregard them. And that'll be the end of this video, so see you next time, guys.